The Jesuit Hour.
Wait, what? No! Let's try that again. Join the fun bunch of the Hugot Hour with Father J-Boy as we talk about anything and everything under the sun. Share your everyday Hugot moments and everyday Hugot quotes. G, tara na! Usap tayo. Bring your own baon. Bring your own Hugot. The Hugot Hour with Father J-Boy and friends gathers every Monday at 6:30 to 8 in the evening. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
We are now on YouTube. Watch all of our live episodes plus exclusive content in our channel at Radyo Katipunan FM. Don't forget to click subscribe and hit the bell to get the latest updates. Are you feeling sore? We can make that better. Tune in to the Ateneo Senior High School's first radio program, Soar, the Seniors On Air Radio. Don't change that channel yet because Soar is ready to put the you in youth. Soar, Seniors On Air, here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Mamangha sa lalim at ganda ng ating kultura at diwang makabayan, sa mga salita at pahina, sa tulong ng mga guro at manunulat ng panitikang Pilipino. Halina't tuklasin ang yaman ng ating panitikan, ang pamana ng ating lahi. Kasama si Binibining Andrea Trinidad, Ginoong Jethro Tenorio at Ginoong Yol Hamendang ng Kagawaran ng Filipino ng Pamantasang Ateneo de Manila. Ito ang Sari-Sari, ang Catholic Mass Media Awards Special Citation Awardee para sa pinakamagaling na palatuntunang pang-edukasyon sa radyo. Dito sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Feeling blue? Ever thought of looking into the bright side of things? Let us help you out. Join our light, engaging, and inspiring conversations with our Chaplains on Air. Hosted by Father Junji Bargayo and Father Henry Ponce of the Society of Jesus. Chaplains on Air. The chaplains are now in. Here on Chaplains on Air. Thursdays at 6 p.m. only on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle. Tara na't simulan ang inyong umaga sa mga magagandang refleksyon tungkol sa ating buhay at pananampalataya. Kasama sina Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, Father J. Boy Gonzales at Father Nono Alfonso ng Kapisanan ni Jesus, Father Cali Llamado ng Manila Cathedral at Binibining Risa Singson Kaupeng ng Light of Jesus Community dito sa Kapit Pandasal sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Tinimbang ka, ngunit kulang? Ako si Risa Singson Kaupeng, book author at editor. Magkapet pandasal muna tayo. Meron kang proyektong nangangailangan ng pera at mga resources. Inipon mo na lahat na makakaya mo, pero bitin. Hindi aabot ang lahat ng meron ka. Tinimbang mo, ngunit kulang. Yan ang kwento ng aking mga magulang nung nagpapatayo sila ng kanilang bahay. Nakakalumbaba na daw sila sa labas ng construction site kasi wala na silang perang pambayad ng mga karpintero at materyales para tapusin ang proyekto. Biglang merong huminto sa harap nila at nag-alok rentahan ng bahay. Sabi ni Daddy, hindi namin ipinaparenta ito. At kahit gusto namin, paano mong rerentahan ang di pa tapos? Sabi ng mama, kung mag-down na ako ngayon sa renta, matatapos niyo ba? Long story short, natapos ang bahay at nirentahan ng mama. Kadalasan, ang mathematics na alam lang natin sa buhay ay addition. Nalilimutan natin na meron tayong Diyos na pinupuno ang ating kakulangan, lampas-lampas sa ating kakayahan, buhat sa hindi mauubos na kayamanan ng Diyos at sa eksaktong oras ng ating pangangailangan. Kaya't pag tinimbang tayo, sapat. Tayo manalangin. Panginoon, Ikaw ang aking dakilang multiplier. Dahil sa iyo, umaapaw ang aking pagpapala. Amen.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. The voice of the Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atin sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. Kawan ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugo, todo sa kayod, tunong at tulong. Di pa Blue Eagle, galing hiding at tigil.
Palalimin ang kamalayan sa mga isyong napapanahon. Makisangkot at makiisa kasama ang Simbahang Lingkod ng Bayan, ang Socio-Political Apostolate ng Kapisanan ni Jesus. Ito ang Kuwentuhang Bayan mula alas 11 ng umaga tuwing Biyernes dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Dahil naniniwala kami na posible ang isang mas mabuting lipunan at maaari itong simulan sa isang kwentuhan.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Welcome to another Friday episode dito sa Radyo Katipunan. Muli, ako po si John Warren Marquez at kasama ko po ngayon ang ating mga kasamahan dito sa Simbahang Lingkod ng Bayan. Let's start off with Brother Martin Candelaria and Brother Chesco Labuntog of the Society of Jesus, Gracious Romero, and Roslyn Balmes of OMI. Mga Katipunera at Katipunera, welcome to Kuwentuhang Bayan dito sa Radyo Katipunan. Hi everyone, good morning. Sorry.
Hello,
Good
hello
morning.
Jan.
Hello,
Good
good
morning.
Hello, good
Napakarami
morning
natin
sa
ngayon,
lahat.
no?
Marami tayong magchishikahan ngayon. No? Pero before we start, no, kumustahan muna tayo. No? How are you? How's the week, no, Brother Martin? Let's start with Brother Martin na lang muna.
Okay, sige. Thank you, Jan, for asking. Kamusta ba yung week? No, as usual, maraming gawain, no, maraming ganap to use that term, no. Pero kinakaya naman with the grace of God, no. Para po sa information ng lahat, no, ako po si Brother Martin Candelaria, isa po akong Jesuit scholastic, no. So ang buhay ko po ay nakasentro sa pag-aaral, no, sa paghahanda sa pagkapare, no, and at the same time, meron din po kaming mga apostolic works, no. So ako nga po ay assigned dito sa SLB, no. So ang week in and week out talaga ay about studies, no. Nag-aaral po kami ng philosophy. And at the same time also engaging with works here in SLB, in Simbahang Lingkod Bayan. Kaya magandang umaga po muli sa lahat, no. Sige, sino bang susunod natin? Brother Chesco, siguro
Sige, ako
sundan
na
mo
lang. Since na-mention naman ni Brother Martin yung background namin as Jesuit scholastics, ganun rin ako. Ang daming ganap sa school, sa ACADS dahil malapit na ang finals. And
Yes.
marami din tayong ganap sa SLB, no? So, yun lang. I think yun lang ang may share ko so far sa akin. Wala namang bago, I
Gracious.
guess.
Sige nga, what is philosophy ulit?
Ay.
Gracious, Roslyn.
Grabe ka dyan, ha?
Ako naman, actually ang highlight ng linggo po ay yung nung Sunday na nakasama ko ang buong SLB community. So, na-feel ko naman na sobrang welcome ako at na-feel ko yung presence ng community. So, very thankful ako doon.
Yes
And
naman.
yes. Ikaw naman, Roslyn.
Yung Sunday na bago yung gupit, i-acknowledge natin yung bago
Ay,
yung
nako,
hair.
bago yung gupit ni
Ayan.
Gracious.
Bago yung hairdo.
Kailangan
Sige,
yan.
Roslyn.
Self-care yan.
I-acknowledge po natin
Diba?
yung kusina ni Roslyn. I-acknowledge po natin yung kusina. Isa kusina pala. Okay.
Shelf. Close ko yung door kasi nandun sila. Nasa kusina.
Okay.
Ayun yung kusina. Ito naman. Well, I'm out of the metro, so di ko lang i-disclose kung nasaan ako, no? Kasi parang, wow, high profile
Baka
yan.
makita.
High profile siya.
Ang feeling.
Baka may
lang.
nag-stop kay Roslyn.
Oo, feeling lang siya. So, ayun. So far, the week naman ay okay. Yun, it was also fun to spend the Sunday last weekend with friends and yun, the SLB community because medyo mahirap din talaga i-gather yung mga tao, no? Given na after, mostly kasi mga alumni and all. So, it's really difficult to gather people but at the same time, it's good to be with them again sa mga ganong chances or opportunities. So, ayun lang, parang filled ulit yung heart. Woo!
Nice naman. Filled ang heart.
Yes.
Truly.
So,
Wow.
ano lang, yun, fun naman. I hope this weekend goes well also for us and for everyone. Yeah. Restful, meaningful weekend.
Yes, we hope that for all,
Correct.
Roslyn. Yan.
Ikaw, Jan.
Acknowledge siya. Ako, kumusta ako? Yun
Hindi,
pa rin. No?
proceed na. Charot.
Tara na, mag-ano na tayo.
Nakita
Simulan na
nyo,
tayo.
di ba?
Joke.
Sa chat, ako yung bully, but in real life, ako talaga yung bully.
Ay, grabe.
Pabiktim,
siya.
Pabiktim, charot. Sige. No, sige, marami tayong pag-uusapan ngayon, no. Well, of course, the same as before, no. We will try to catch the highlights, no, for this week and then also from the previous week. And then try natin na pag-usapan, bigyan natin ng analysis. Maging marisis tayo ngayon, ng mga marites na may mga na may analysis, no?
Yeah.
So yun, sige. Let's start with, actually tatlo, no? Una, actually medyo contentious ito na topic, no? Kasi merong mga tao that is against this one, against this group, or at least, no, even in the church circles. But let's try to talk about the LGBTQ and the church, no? Anong chika dito? Anong chika dito, Gracious, regarding LGBTQ ba?
Yan. Actually, 2 days ago, lumabas tong report na ang German Catholic Church ay inamend daw nila yung kanilang labor law para i-accommodate yung mga LGBTQ employees nila. So, sa Catholic Church kasi, sa Germany, meron silang employees na 800,000 na yan, mga employees. Tapos, last parang a year daw after itong amendment na to, pero last year, apparently, may 125 employees ng Catholic Church na they identified themselves as queer. Kaya, nag-end up sila with a demonstration para matapos na yung discrimination nila under ng church rules. So, ito, sabi dito sa report, to allow them to work regardless of their sexual identity and their way of life. Yun. Palagay ko sa Pilipinas, wala pang ganitong labor law. Tama ba?
Yan din ang kailangan natin i-research, Gracious. But definitely, in general, I think there's that kind of trend, that kind of discrimination against many sectors of people, no? Like one of it is the LGBT sector, no? If I could remember some of the situation in the United States, for example, may naging issue in terms of allowing people who subscribe to or is open homosexual to work in Catholic schools, no? So we're not really sure what's the opinion of our Catholic Church here in the Philippines, but definitely in the world, there is that general discrimination towards our LGBT brothers and sisters, no?
Yeah, no. Sorry. Bakit ako yung nag-react? Actually, no, it's actually even here in the Philippines, no, there are members of the LGBTQ. Let's just have it LGBTQ na lang, no. That sinusuppress nila yung sarili nila to express who they are. Why? Because it's not, hindi siya ganun katanggap ng many no church people sa atin. No, for example, no, there are Catholic schools, for example, na sinusuppress nila yung expression of a particular person regarding their gender orientation, gender identity. Why? Because the school is Catholic. Alam niyo yan? Yung parang the word Catholic itself is not being Catholic. yun yung parang medyo irony, no? Of course, diba, the word Catholic, it comes from two words, Catholic, from the Latin word, Greek word Catholicos, meaning universal, diba? So meaning the church is there, not open arms, no, willing to accept anyone, no. That's what we call Catholic, diba? And sometimes, no, or if not, most of the times, no, the church tends to become inclusive, exclusive rather, no, instead of being exclusive, no. And yun. So I don't know. What are your thoughts about this, Bro Martin or Roslyn? Ano yung thoughts niyo dito?
Yes, no, yes, sige. Sige, unahan ko na lang din, no. Then sunod si Roslyn, no. Yes, I think this comes as a welcome development, no. Well, congratulations to Germany for passing this, no, and hopefully other countries will follow suit, no, especially also here in the Philippines, no, na medyo iba pa siguro yung attitude natin towards this sector. Gusto ko lang ibalik dun sa article din, no, kasi maganda yung statements. May nakita akong mga magagandang statements, no, that maybe we could highlight. No, sabi dun sa article, sabi, explicitly as never before, diversity in church institutions is recognized as an enrichment. So, ang galing nun guys, di ba? Kasi diversity is now being reframed or is now being looked at differently, no? Hindi na siya parang threat. Okay, yun yung sinasabi nila. Diversity in church institutions, no, is recognized as an enrichment, no? So from being a threat before, now it's considered as an enrichment. So parang it's a very big development for me. Parang it's a 180 degrees turn, no? And then it added that all employees can, independently of their concrete duties, their origin, their religion, their age, their disability, their sex, and their sexual identity and their way of life, be representatives of a church that serves people. No? So in other words, no, ang ating mga kapatid na LGBTQ ay bahagi ng simbahan, and they have the capacity to serve the people. No? Yun siguro yung ano natin, no, na parang subconsciously or unconsciously when we discriminate, no, parang iba sila, no, parang ganun yung pagtingin, iba sila, no, kaya tayo nagiging exclusive rather than inclusive, gaya nga nung sinabi ni Jan. Ayun, no, yung ating mga lahat tayo, no, bahagi ng simbahan, no, bahagi ang LGBTQ people ay bahagi ng simbahan, no? At ang hindi lang simbahan, no, pati ang ating workforce, no? Ang daming contribution ng LGBTQ sector into society, no? That's why I think, no, maganda talaga itong move na mas nagiging inclusive na tayo.
Yes, I guess ano na din, parang tangential to what Bro Martin said, no, about how we could actually celebrate this kind of movements sa church, even if isang church lang siya, because it's only in Germany, and we also hope that it happens sa other places. But I guess I want to point out also yung part na in general kasi we are more of tolerant sa LGBT, but not really fully embracing them. Parang when we do it, parang okay, we allow them to be there, we acknowledge that they are there, pero kulang yung galaw sa pag-embrace talaga sa kanila, sa pag-allow sa kanila to fully express themselves. And I guess what happened in that it basically addressed yung connection between their identity to their living condition, which is yung income nila, kasi mga empleyado sila, and I don't think we think hindi talaga nila deserve yung maging ma-discriminate because of their identity and mawala ng income or trabaho because of it. So yun lang for me.
Yeah. And just to comment on dun sa sinabi ni Roslyn, parang I'm getting a sense of what's happening also, at least in our culture here, in Catholic culture in the Philippines. You know, gay people are welcome or tolerated as long as they fit into what we expect them to do, no, to be, no. Sana that can kind of, that we kind of become aware sana of that operation, no, so that we can correct our narrative na we are in total welcome of diversity, including our LGBT sisters and brothers, and we welcome them as they are, not as how we want them to fit in the stereotype that we kind of inflicted upon them, no? And maybe just to challenge dun sa sinabi ni Brother Martin at ni Roslyn kanina, medyo may problema yung Catholic Church sa Germany ngayon, no. May nagsasabi na yes, this is a milestone, this is already a progress, but there are also groups saying that it's actually long overdue already.
Right.
Parang it's already overdue. And if to just give you a context on what's happening in the church in Germany, marami nang umalis. And if I could quote, the Catholic Church saw the hundreds, thousands of members officially resign their membership. Almost thousands of people left the church for particular reasons, no. And one of the reasons is that apart from the child abuse issues in the clergy, it's because of the shifting cultural norms, no. it seems as if people feel, the Catholic faithful in Germany feel that the church should be is not welcoming them. Their norms, the new norms that they are kind of want to adopt, no, that want the Catholic Church to adopt. And so there are already responses from the church, like for example, the Synod of Synodality. They're talking about issues related to, for example, endorsing women priests, accepting LGBT members in the church, welcoming them. So that's kind of like a progressive response na rin from the church. And I'd like to believe that Pope Francis is kind of stepping up in issues, particularly in the German church, no. So that's one consolation. But I just want to highlight then the other end of the opinions, no, parang that it's actually the German church is actually experiencing a lot of challenges. Yun.
Right. No, thank you, Brother Chesco, for highlighting that. No, yes, no, parang tension talaga siya palagi, no, sa simbahan. Parang merong milestones, no, pero actually parang overdue na rin itong mga bagay na ito, no. Parang
Yeah.
yes, parang it's a good thing, pero bakit parang ngayon lang? So it's
Yeah.
always a tension. Nung naisip ko nung habang nagsasalita si Brother Chesco, no, I think ang talagang pinakamahalagang mangyari para sa atin ay mapag-usapan ang lahat ng mga bagay na ito, to create spaces of, or create that parang environment of discourse and discussion, no, to talk about the difficult topics, no. And maybe that would, I don't know, hindi ko alam kung ano yung parang magiging possible effect nun, but hopefully all for inclusivity in the end. Okay.
Dagdag
Yes.
ko lang din nung mga bro, mga kamarisis, na ang pinaka-importante kasi dito yung contribution na i-offer ng LGBT brothers and sisters natin. Na yung katulad na sabi din sa article, na yung positive attitude and openness towards dun sa message ng gospel and respect of the Christian character of the Catholic Church. So, yun, yung parang natuwa ako dun sa sinabi din ni Roslyn na embracing, not just tolerating, but embracing them with wide arms open, yun, na talagang tanggap natin sila kung sino man sila. Tama si Brother Chesco din.
Okay, so sa akin lang, no, I was actually reflecting, no, I was actually reflecting na, ano ba yung theological, at least no theological implications nito, or at least in the CRST point of view, di ba? Maybe it brings us to the first principle of Catholic social teachings, no, which is the dignity of the human person, di ba?
Yes.
We all believe that each one is created according to the image and likeness of God, no, and from that, no, we believe that aside from we are created in the image and likeness of God, we are also unique in one way, no. Each of us has characteristics that we can use, no, we can contribute to the church, no, and of course, no, on one hand, the LGBTQ members have contributed a lot, no, especially in church activities natin, no. Another thing, no, theological, for example, in ecclesiology, no, since you talk about diversity, di ba? In terms of diversity naman, no, we also believe that the church is a unity in diversity. Ibig sabihin, lahat tayo magkakaiba tayo ng mga charisms in life, magkakaiba tayo ng mga callings, no, and of course, I believe that being an LGBTQ is also a calling from God, no. I believe that being a gay, being a lesbian is also a calling from God. No, I don't believe that when a person is gay, when a person is part of the LGBTQ, he or she is already a defect of God's creation. No, I don't think so. No, if that's the case, so ibig sabihin ba God errs, no? Ibig sabihin ba nagkakamali ang Diyos, no, dahil gumawa ng mali ang Panginoon, no? I don't think so, no. We ask that question to ourselves, no, kung merong depekto yung isang tao, ibig sabihin ba na ang Panginoon ay gumagawa ng depekto? Hindi naman, di ba? No, that's one thing, no? Each of us, no, has unique characteristics. Each of us has flaw, no? Each of us has flaw. But at the same time, we believe that we are created according to the image and likeness of God. But in the church perspective also, no? Pag-usapan natin ito nung nakaraan, no? In Lumen Gentium, di ba? In Lumen Gentium, we believe that the church is trying to widen its perspective in terms of defining what church is, no? So yun, I hope and pray that the church, no, although it currently ganoon naman talaga, the church is there open arms, no. There are church leaders who are very, very much welcome and even accommodating, and what you call this, embracing, no, the LGBTQ members. No, meron tayong mga pare, no, meron tayong mga obispo na close sa mga LGBTQ members, no. So yun, minsan, no, it's just we are too focused on the law that we sometimes forget that the purpose of the law is actually for the person and not for the law itself. No. So yun, it brings us to idea of Christ going down to earth, no? Christ emphasized that the law should not be for the sake of the law. The law should be for the person, for the benefit of the person, no? So yun, the law should be the order, no? It's for all of us, no? So yun, minsan naisip ko, there are LGBTQ members na nahihirapan to live because of us. Let's admit it, no? Merong mga LGBTQ members na nabubuhay dahil nahihirapan sa simbahan, no? For example, no, there are LGBTQ partners na nahihirapan sila in terms of partnering. I mean, benefits, for example, no. Of course, I work in the insurance companies. Merong mga na nahihirapan sila na maging beneficiary yung kanilang partner. Dahil bawal sa ating batas. No? So yun, and then they've been couples for quite some time, no? Tumanda na sila na magkasama, and then hindi nila pwedeng gawing beneficiary yung kanilang partner kasi hindi sila kasal. Or wala silang legal bounding. No, let's not use the term kasal na lang. There is no legal bounding for them to be called partners. No, there is no law enforcing law na matawag silang partners. No, so that's one thing. No, and another for that, no, bawal sila. Merong na hindi pwedeng maging But of course, no, at least in our there are insurance companies na din, no, na sasabi na LGBTQ partners can become, no, beneficiaries, no, as long as there are evidences, no, na pwede proof na they've been living together for quite some time na, etc. So yun, there are many struggles, and hopefully that we consider each person as image and likeness of God. No? So yun, may madagdag pa ba tayo dito?
Yun.
Kapatid.
Ako rin, sorry, konti lang before tayo mag-move sa next one. Baka meron pa sila Rosaline tsaka si Gracious, no? Tsaka si Brother Martin. But yung sa akin lang, na-struck lang ako doon sa sinabi mo kanina na kapag may defect ba ang isang tao, hindi na siya i-welcome ng simbahan. So parang sa akin yung the fact that we see homosexuality as a defect, it's already alarming for me, no? Talaga bang defect siya? Ano ba yung narrative na nag-ooperate sa simbahan? Paano ba tinitingnan ng simbahan yung homosexuality, no? This kind of sexual orientation, no? So that kind of like that one of the things that we need to discuss, yung sinasabi ni Brother Martin, sana magkaroon tayo ng space to discuss these very difficult topics, but kind of also formative for us to clarify nasa na nga ba talaga yung simbahan in terms of these kinds of issues, no? And I agree with you, John. I think personally, it's really this type of discrimination, especially on employment based on sexual orientation. It's really morally wrong, no? For me, it's really morally wrong because we have that in our Catholic social teaching, we have this belief that individuals are of equal moral worth and possess inherent dignity that requires respect. And I could not agree more that our opinions about the LGBT brothers and sisters, especially on our discriminations in terms of employment, offend their dignity and disregards their moral worth as human beings. So I just want to affirm you with that, John. No?
Yeah, share ko lang
Thank you.
din, no? Dami natin nasasabi dito. Meron ba member na LGBTQ dito? Sino dito? Member ng LGBTQ. Charot. No? Share ko lang, no? Yung share ko kanina sa meeting natin. No? I won't name which group siya na belong. Basta we were practicing, and then siya yung in charge, no, of the siya yung in charge of the practice in terms of the choreography ng practice. Choppy ba ako? Yun. Okay. So siya yung in charge ng choreography, no. And then while he was giving the instructions, ganyan, sabi niya, try to visualize everyone that this part of the lyrics is actually you are actually facing God na. You are offering yourself to serve the Lord. And then while he was explaining it, naiiyak siya, pinipigilan niya sariling umiyak. Kasi sobrang touch na touch siya sa song na yon, sa part na yon, that until my heart rests in you, all my life I want to serve you, I want to praise you and worship you, ganong mga bagay, no. That was the lyrics of the song, no. And then pinipigilan niya sarili niyang umiyak, no. And then doon ko napaisip na people of the LGBTQ are there struggling, but at the same time trying their best to serve the Lord. No? They're trying their best to serve the Lord. Try to look at that factor. There are many members of the LGBTQ who are serving the church. There are many members of the LGBTQ who continues to serve and love the Lord, who continues to worship the Lord, no? In the depths of their heart, they're trying to serve the Lord. But at the same time, the people who are tasked by the Lord to shepherd are actually, there are not all, discriminating them. No? So yun, on the personal note,
True.
marami talagang ganung mga experiences.
True.
Okay, so let's move on.
Roslyn.
Roslyn. Sige, Roslyn.
Sorry,
Go, Roslyn.
quick lang. I really just want to point out yung sinabi mo about how laws are actually can be discriminating to other people, because I actually agree. Parang laws can really be oppressive because kung titingnan din naman, laws are actually created based on history. Like if we know, we parang after World War II, dun tayo nagsimula paging mas cautious sa ethics, doing or conducting our researches ethically, and yung mga ganong bagay. So it's really important we always look at laws to be really should be centered sa mga tao, because the contexts are changing as we go yung mga panahon ngayon, and it's really important to always assess whether these laws are still working for the people or not anymore. So ayun, thank you for pointing that out. Sige, go, next topic.
Yeah. Speaking of law, na ito na lang din, no? Parang, I don't know if it's good to share. But I won't quote na lang kung sino nagsabi. But regarding divorce, na for example, no? I had a professor dati, sabi niya, when Jesus was against divorce, why? Because during the time of Jesus, women have have place in society if they are linked to a particular man. Diba? So meaning meron ka lang, you are counted in society during the time of Jesus if you are married to a particular person or if you have a son, no? So dapat yung babae malilink siya to a particular man, no? But putting that context in today's situation, that women already have place in society. There are leaders na ng mga women. At the same time, there are women who are binubugbog, no? There are women who are abused, sexually abused, no? I'll ask myself, what would Jesus do if that's the case? So meaning the purpose of Jesus, why he is against divorce, is that Jesus don't want women to suffer. No. So yun, it's another discussion, but at the same time din, yun nga, laws are for people so that they won't suffer. But minsan, laws themselves, no, nagiging reason for people to suffer. No. Sige, yun lang. Okay. So moving forward, no, meron tayong isang pag-usapan pa, no. Meron tayong isang pag-usapan pa dito, no. Anong chika dito, no, regarding sa mga benefits sa COVID-19 health workers? Anong chika dito? Sino pwedeng mag-chika?
Wala.
Wala gusto mag-chika.
Tagaan-tayan.
Sige, Roslyn, go. Chika na
Yun.
nalaman mo.
Tungkol dito sa health workers, no, they really are demanding for the immediate release of their benefits already. Kasi nga, I think yung dinedemand nila or hinihingi nila na ma-disburse sa kanila ay 2021 pa, July to December 2021 and July to November 2022 na hindi pa rin release. I think in the past din, narinig na natin to even at the height of the pandemic na super kailangan yung ganong resources or pera for them, but also the government as we know it is still really being inefficient kasi nga delayed yung mga disbursements ng mga ganong allowances, even the salaries of the doctors, nurses, we sure delayed yung mga yun. So ayun, maybe some of us can add kung comments or insights or thoughts about this because we already know how we really have this bureaucracy sa gobyerno, no, na mabagal yung mga pagproseso and all. So, sige.
Parang feeling ko
Yes.
kasi, di ba,
Go,
napaka-bureaucratic talaga ng government na parang kailangan layer by layer, alam mo yun? So, ang hirap talaga if ever magpa-process ng kahit na anong, kahit budget man lang or kahit alam mo yun, parang napakaliit lang na amount, kailangan pa talagang dumaan sa parang, alam mo yun, pinaka layer by layer, yun. Pero, yun nga nakakapagtaka kasi, yun nga, parang paano pa nakakalusot yung corruption doon, di ba? Kahit na ganun nga siya, bureaucratic na nga siya. Parang ganun lang, parang naisip ko lang siya.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, to
Lars.
give context lang din, no, sa pinag-usapan namin, no. Dagdagan ko lang yung sinabi ni Rosalie, no. Health workers urged the government on Thursday, kahapon, no, to hasten the release of their unpaid COVID-19 benefits, no. Sabi ito ng Alliance of Health Workers, sabi nila, they strongly convey their demand for swift release of their one COVID-19 allowance and health emergency allowance and salary increase, no. Things are happening over and over again. It is always difficult for us to get what is due for us. We still need to go to the street and air our grievances, no? Kailangan pa ba namin na ipahayag, no, sa buong mundo na kailangan na namin yung benefits namin. Sabi nila, with Marcos Jr.'s administration, there is no significant and remarkable changes in the deplorable condition of the health workers and the people, no? But sabi din naman ni officer in charge ng DOH na si Maria Rosario Aberquire, sabi niya, they are targeting to distribute the health workers benefits before Christmas, no? And ito yung medyo na ano ako kasi sabi, Vergire said that DOH already requested from the Department of Budget and Management an additional 27 billion for the provision of HEA for medical health workers. Ito yung parang medyo naguguluhan ako kasi bakit? Akala ko ba that this is already part of the budget? Ano? Na parang bibigyan sila ng benefits, additional benefits, no, for the COVID-19. No. And ito
Yeah.
din yung parang medyo question mark sa akin kasi laging sinasabi natin na dapat tayong mag-ipon for us to use in our COVID-19 funds, no, for us to use for us to combat the pandemic. Pero bakit yung mga health workers, konti lang yung kanila benefits na nare-receive, no? So yun yung parang disconnection, inconsistency, no? I don't know if napapansin niyo din ba ito, Brother Martin and Brother John Labuntog.
Sige, March, sige, ako magko-comment lang ako ng konti, March, and maybe you have comments also later. Just to add more context dun sa sinabi ni John about officer in charge, Vergere said na they are already asking for additional budget from the DO, Department of Budget and Management, from the DBM, no? So parang they are asking additional budget because they were only given 20 billion for healthcare workers allowance, no? They need around 76 billion, and they were only given 20 billion, and they have 19 billion in their current account. Parang unprogrammed na budget nila 19 billion. So that's around 39 billion. Kulang pa rin talaga yung budget na binibigay ng DBM. So kaya nga nagagalit yung health workers natin, yung sabi ni President Roberto Mendoza, yung sa Alliance of Health Workers, na kailangan pa ba talaga nilang lumabas sa mga streets in order for them to air their grievances, no? Kailangan ba talaga nila gawin to in order for them to be heard, no? And that kind of reflects if the government, especially the Marcos administration, is really taking this seriously, is really hearing their side, no? And parang ako rin personally naaawa ko kasi they deserve it, They deserved it. It's our way of kind of meriting, or the way of recognizing the selflessness and the immense sacrifices of our healthcare workers, especially during the pandemic. But look at them now, they are going out of the streets in order to protest for what they deserve, no? Ano yung parang yung sakripisyo nila, buhay yun. So I don't know, I'm angered with them in terms of this, no? Parang why is it the DBM is not giving the right budget, no, for them? Konti lang yung binigay, kulang pa ng around 20 billion. That's why OIC Dr. Vergere is asking for more from DBM. I haven't researched yet kung ano yung sinabi ng DBM regarding this.
Yes, I agree with Brother Chesko, no? I have the same energy, same feeling, no? Nakakagalit talaga, no? Very frustrating talaga yung issue na palagi na lang, every time palagi na lang may dadating na news, no, na hindi pa rin pala nila nakukuha yung kanilang healthcare benefits, no? Yeah, so tama, okay, tama yung mga present na data, no? And maybe just to add, no, in defense rin naman din, sabi rin ng DOH in relation to the Department of Budget Management, sabi naman nila, the recent releases of the Department of Budget and Management were already distributed to the centers for health development, so to the hospitals, etc., both in the public and the private sector. So according to them, in the public sector, they have already dispersed around 90% of the allowances, no, which is a good number, no? Kung titignan natin, parang almost 100% na siya. While around 40% in the private health facilities, no? And they are continuously disbursing the benefits. Yung gusto kong i-highlight is that, kasi ang sinabi rin nila, no, to avoid delays in the release of health emergency allowances, public and private hospitals and facilities need to coordinate closely with our regional offices and comply with a complete list of requirements, guided by government auditing rules and processes prescribed by the Commission on Audit. So understood, no? All of these processes, mahalaga. Auditing processes, requesting processes, coordination. lahat yan mahalaga. Those processes are important, no, in order to ensure, no, proper transfer of funds, etc., etc., no. And we understand the need for such processes, no. Siguro comment ko lang nung kahapon nagkakaroon din tayo ng discussion. Sinabi ng isa nating volunteer dito sa SLB, no, na very bureaucratic and very centralized nga ang process, no. So yung question ko, and maybe challenge, talagang challenge to the government, no. My challenge to the government is to really evaluate and re-evaluate the current processes, no? Kasi buhay yung nakataya dito, no?
Yes.
Mga sakripisyo yung nakataya dito. Yes, we agree with you, the government, that all of these processes are important, no? But at the same time, can we make it the least painful for all the people? 'Di ba? Yung hindi na sila kailangan magprotesta sa labas para makuha lang nila yung deserve naman talaga nila in the first place, no? So parang ganun din. That's also thinking with the people. That's also listening to the cries, no? The cries of the poor, no? According to one song, no? The cries of the health workers. So since paulit-ulit na 'yan, hindi ba invitation na yun para sa atin, sa gobyerno, na i-re-evaluate and reassess yung ating mga proseso at gawin itong mas magaan, mas convenient para sa mga tao. So that's a challenge, no? Na naisip ko. Kailangan pag-isipan.
Kaya nakakalungkot din bro, no? Kasi parang, actually yun nga, 10 years ago pa, parang 20 years ago, parang issue na nga yung brain drain. Pero parang hanggang ngayon, hindi pa siya nasosolusyonan talaga. Kaya yung minsan hindi mo rin masisi yung mga medical workers natin na they are opting to go outside the country just for them to earn more. Saka yung benefits nila, mas more than pa talaga pag sa ibang bansa. Kaya parang sayang, nanghihinayang lang talaga ako na kung meron lang talaga, deserve lang talaga naman nila dahil nga itong pandemic na yung benefits naman nila na kailangan talagang sila naman talaga, in-earn din naman nila yun, di ba? So, yun.
True,
Kalungkot
true.
lang.
And sorry, konti lang. Baka may sasabihin si Jan tsaka si Roslyn. Pero yung sa akin, just to give more context and color to the problems in our health sector. And at least, I also want to challenge the Marcos administration, no? China-challenge ko kayo na to address problems, to give attention to address problems in the health sector. Kasi currently, the OIC Vergare said, there is definitely a shortage of nurses of around 106,000 nurses. And around 3,000 to 8,000 nurses leave the country each year to serve in another country because they receive more benefits, no. So that's one of my challenges for the Marcos administration. Sana bigyan yun po ng atensyon ang problema natin sa health sector.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. The Lord hears the cry of the poor. Yan, di ba? Sinerge ko talaga. Ano nga ulit yung ano yun? Pero ano, yeah, no. So, yan. Roslyn, may madagdag ka pa?
Inisip ko kung anong hat ang gagamitin ko as someone who previously worked sa government and disbursing funds ng mga ganito. Kung alam kung i-explain ko ba yung details, but at the same time, I'm really more on the side na there really has to be a reassessment on the processes that the government is doing right now in terms of its fiscal policy. Because usually talaga most of the time, before we disburse money, itong mga amounts na to, laging nandun agad sa side na mag-audit na to check kung tama. Well, gets naman, it's part of the process to avoid corruption. But at the same time, for me talaga, the delay in this disbursement, the delay in this delivery of services is still disservice to the people. Ultimately, babalik siya doon. So, yes, we do value these processes. Kailangan natin yun for check and balances. At the same time, kung hindi mo siya maibibigay sa mga tao on time, mawawala lahat yun. Ayoko dun sa side na lagi talagang parang puni-police agad. When at the same time, at the end of the day, ang mga nahihirapan, yung mga nagsasuffer ay yung mga tao. So, doon lang ako na side na yun. I won't explain much on the processes like kung ano yung role ng DBM, programmed and unprogrammed funds. But also, yun, it really should be, people should really be at the heart of every processes, not only of these policies, but even to the down to the implementation. Ayun.
Yeah.
Sige, no, let's move forward, no. Let's move forward, no. Kasi time check parang 10 minutes na lang, no. Marami tayong na-consume sa isang oras sa isang topic. Sige. So itong isang chika na ito is that sabi na this is regarding the budget, no, for the 2023, no. Sabi ni Senator Coco Pimentel, no, that's as Senate Minority Leader. Sabi niya he expressed his reservation on the 5.268 trillion national budget, no. Although he still voted for the approval of House Bill number 448. He noted that the presentation of the budget wasn't accurate, no. The senator said next year's proposal budget has 588 billion in unprogrammed appropriations that must be included in the bottom line and the budget as announced to the people, no. And sabi niya, it's not 4%, no, yung pag-increase, but it's actually 11%, no. So sabi niya, my point is that let's combine the programmed and unprogrammed funds this year and then compare it with the programmed and unprogrammed next year. We can see that it is clearly 11% increase and not 4% increase, no. Then sabi niya, it also contains lump sum allotments and centrally managed items such as the confidential and intelligence funds, no. So anong reaction niyo about this, everyone, no? Chesko, Gracious, no, Roslyn, Martin, anyone?
Ako, sige, mamaya gusto ko lang mag-comment dun sa, you know, the authority or the power of the minority bloc, no? Pero baka others have comments on the budget itself, no? Baka before we go to those issues.
Kasi unahin muna natin yung budget, no? What is your reaction, everyone, regarding the budget natin ngayon?
Sige, yung sa akin at na-mention ko dito kahapon sa kwentuhan natin, parang hindi ko pa rin talaga tawag dito matanggap or that there are allocations, no, to certain government institutions, at yung tinatawag natin dito ay yung CIF, Confidential Intelligence Funds, no. And certain government institutions are given these amounts, no, even though they don't have mandate over national security, no. Hindi ko alam yung justification. I think I read it somewhere, no, but basically yung question lang talaga, yung main issue doon is bakit, no? Bakit sila magkakaroon ng intelligence funds when they clearly don't have that mandate, no? And the sad thing is parang the budget is already approved, no? The Senate has already approved it. I think today magkakaroon na lang sila ng parang comparison sa figures ng Senate at ng but basically bakit yun nagkaroon ng ganon? That's my issue, no. It's more of an emotional issue, no, rather than a rational issue. But I guess meron din naman I think Brother Chesko can share about that. Magkaroon din naman ng realignment doon sa mga confidential intelligence funds, no, of different agencies, no. Pero mayroon pa rin amounts that are allocated to the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education. So maybe your thoughts on this also.
Ako ba sige, about the realignment, no. So yun nga, may 500 million confidential intelligence funds for DepEd, pero 120 as per movement ni Senator Risa, the minority, will be realigned sa healthy to a certain program ng DepEd. I think Healthy Health Learning Institutions Initiative ng DepEd. So,
Yes,
well, 530 minus 120, may remaining intelligence funds pa din. But also, it's something na maganda din i-point out, no, that the government or maybe some movers in the Senate can actually realign funds because parang since SLB has also worked with a campaign before yung sa APECO, this was also done before. Like initially the funds around 80 million is actually allotted to build fences sa mga lupa na actually hindi naman pag-aari talaga ng APECO. So gagamitin siya literally to land grab. Portion of or funds nung 80 million was realigned na mapunta sa mga farmers. So literally the 40 million literally went to the farmers, fisher folks. Ginawa siyang agricultural program for them. So it's good to point out na pwedeng gawin yon ng Senate or someone from the Senate can do it. At the same time, malaking bagay pa din yung may natirang confidential intelligence funds sa isang opisina na hindi ginagawa yung mga intel. The Office of the President also has
Yes. Medyo nawawala si Roslyn, no?
Nawawala yung audio mo, Mare.
Talaga ba?
Okay lang.
Or okay na?
Okay na.
Still.
Ayun.
Yan.
So, ayun, again, approved na siya, no? Like, compare na lang yung budget ng versions ng lower house and ng Senate. So we don't know. Ang concern ko is I hope it really reaches on time. I think naman aabot siya on time. Kasi yun, I think for the past 2 years, 2020, 2021, we had reenacted budget. Like hindi siya napapasa on time. So ulit-ulit lang tayo kung ano yung program for the past year, inuulit lang siya. Pero ayan, hopeful naman na mapasa. Pero yun nga ang dami pang kailangan in once. I guess pinasa na lang nila kasi may hinahabol nga silang deadline because otherwise wala tayong magiging approved budget for next year. But also, hindi rin naman natin pwedeng hayaan na may mga ganong contentions sa mga napasang budget for 2023. So, ayun, any thoughts? Baka may mga inis din dito. Aside from me, we really did it.
Pero gusto ko yung yeah, we still have 3 minutes. Maybe short, lang, Bro Chesco. What are your thoughts regarding sinabi mo as sa minority?
Hindi, I'm just kind of worry about the descent of or yung kapangyarihan ng minority bloc to kind of be heard in the supermajority. Kasi 'di ba, it's scary, it's unanimously approved and it's kind of a challenge for the minority bloc. How much power or how much voice will be heard from them, no? And sabi nga ni Senator Risa Hontiveros, despite these challenges, kailangan pa rin. We need to still make sure that we dissent, we express our dissent, because just to make sure that the decisions are not one-sided, no? Yun naman daw yung essence of why they are kind of expressing their dissent in terms of the supermajority support on government decisions. And sabi ni Coco Pimentel, valid naman yung sinasabi niya na parang wag tayong mag-subscribe sa ganitong culture of asking for confidential funds, no, kasi gagayahin siya eventually in the future. Mangyayari siya, and as long as there is confidential, there's no audit, no, hindi siya makikita. So yun yung point ni Coco Pimentel, and I think it makes sense. Yun gusto ko lang i-point out yun, no, yung challenges ng minority bloc in terms of being heard in the Senate right now. Sana nga may space for that, especially doon sa bicameral. I think yung sinabi ni Roslyn kanina na pag-uusapan nila yon, magkakaroon ng bicameral conference meeting, and sana ma-address itong issue on confidential funds, especially yung opinion ni Coco Pimentel or ng minority bloc in general.
Yes. And if I may add lang, no, apart from sinabi ni Coco Pimentel, no, si Representative Edsel Lagman, no, earlier this week also mentioned about his opinions about the confidential intelligence funds, no. Ang sabi niya talaga dito ay it's covered by secrecy. He warned that if the post-audit, no, was covered by secrecy and not disclose to this very house that appropriates funds, that makes the audit more imaginary and possibly not being done seriously and effectively. No? And he also called for a purge of unnecessary, excessive CIFs, no? Saying that no stretch of the imagination or flexibility of logic could justify, excessive amounts of confidential funds. No? So I think, and then si Coco Pimentel then is really encouraging the public to really demand for accountability for these CIFs, no. Yes, no. So yun lang yung gusto kong sabihin.
Yeah.
Last na lang din dagdag ko. Itong budget nito, kasi first time din binuo yung Department of Migrant Workers. So first time din na nagkaroon sila ng budget.
Yes.
Ito yung, di ba may OWA na tayo? Ano pinagkaiba nun sa Department of Migrant Workers? Ayun. Yun lang.
Baka pwede nating sagutin niya sa ating mga susunod na kapihan session.
Yeah, speaking of susunod, no, it's already time, no, 12 noon na. No.
Sayang. Anyway.
Sige. Okay, so everyone, no, thank you for your thoughts, no, your opinions regarding this one, no. I mean, and of course, no, dun sa health workers natin and also sa LGBTQ and the church, no. So thank you, Bro Martin, Bro John Francesco, Bro Gracious and Roslyn, no. So si Roslyn talaga,
thank you, John.
Lumabas talaga siya sa bahay niya. Hindi natin alam kung saan si Roslyn ngayon.
High profile.
Sa alam, basta ang alam natin, wala siya dito sa Metro Manila. No. Wala siya dito sa Metro Manila. Okay, so everyone, thank you everyone.
Thank you very much
for listening. Thank you mga Katipunero at Katipunera. Thank you everyone and have a nice lunch. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. See you
Bye-bye.
next
Thank
week.
you.
Palalimin ang kamalayan sa mga isyong napapanahon. Makisangkot at makiisa kasama ang Simbahang Lingkod ng Bayan, ang social-political apostolate ng Kapisanan ni Jesus. Ito ang Kuwentuhang Bayan mula alas 11 ng umaga tuwing Biyernes dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Dahil naniniwala kami na posible ang isang mas mabuting lipunan at maaari itong simulan sa isang kwentuhan. Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world.